Multi-screen. Hello, everyone. Good morning. How are you? And I was just pretty much coming on to this live to really talk to you about the the ability to um, the ability to pretty much get the income that you really want to get in your notary industry. And so, some of the things that a lot of people don't really know all of my story, and I'm here today to just kind of give you a little bit of a sneak of where my success came from and to kind of duplicate it, right? Duplicating this in a way that is very simple. I get a lot of inquiries, I get a lot of notaries that are new that are pretty much telling me, Miss Renee, I know you want to take us to the next level, but how do I even get signings, right? And I'm just like, okay, well, let me hop on here to teach everyone how to get signings, right? Offer something that I have not offered before, and I hope that you guys can just kind of stay with me. It's going to be like a quick kind of Q&A type of thing that I'm just going to jump on here, tell you what exciting news that I have for the notary community. What is the notary formula, right? And how do you clean up house, right? A lot of people say, hey, I've been a notary for like 5 years. I've been a notary for like 2 years. I've been a notary for, I don't know, 6 months, a month. And there's a reason of saturation. Well, I live in Los Angeles, right? And for over the last 2 years, 2.5 years, right? It's been saturated. Los Angeles, we have the highest numbers in COVID and all of that. So I'm just here to pretty much let you guys know what is the secret. I Being in a rural area, being in a city that has a lot of population, you name it, I have overcome it through, if it's not personally myself, it's through the students that I have taught, right, over the last couple years, right? So let me just kind of walk you through a little bit of my story, and I hope that that can be an asset to everyone who want to be a part of where I'm going for 2022. It's a new year, and we have to clean up house. And instead of me telling you, I'm going to walk you through some of the steps that's going to help in this particular webinar. And it's going to help you be more successful, right? More successful in your notary business, right? By going over some of some of the fundamental things, the foundation things for you to be successful in your notary business. So let me know, put a one in the chat if you're really capturing what I'm saying today and you really want to make that change. You really want 2022 to be your year, okay? 2022 can be your year. It can be your success. Whatever revenue that you want to come in every month, I have made it. I have taught someone how to do it. I have scaled their business to where they're going. I have given them the secrets, right? And the thing is, I haven't done it for a long time, right? And that's one of the secrets that you're going to get, which is my story, right? And my success. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for so much for being here in the morning if you're in Pacific Standard Time, in that lunch hour if you're Eastern Standard Time, and I'm just super excited. So put your questions in the chat, and here we go. Okay. All right. Excellent. So I'm on a live with Instagram, but for those of you don't know, if you're on Instagram, you won't be able to see my slides. So if you want to hop onto the Notary Gems network group, you'll be able to see my slides. Okay. But you're just going to auto hear me. Okay. So we all love that social audio, right? So if that's okay with you, put a 2 in the chat if you're on Instagram. If not, if you're going to jump over to Facebook, put a 3 in the chat. All right, excellent. Thanks. All right. Let me just put the chats up. Tell me, how's your day going? Put the numbers of the revenue that you want. I think that's where we should start. If per month, if we look at this entire year, right? Let me know what you want. So if you want to make $5,000 a month, go ahead and put 5,000. If you want to make $3,000 a month, go ahead. Because my formula, I'm going to tell you, if you're not making $3,000 as a part-time or a full-time loan signing agent, I think that's something that we need to explore. And I'm so happy that you're here, because once you see my numbers when I started, I made $2,500. And when you see that after 8 months, I made $12,000, right? And if you see me after a year, I made $100,000 with multiple streams of income, right? That's what I'm going to personally go over today, okay? So put it out there. One thing I did learn about King Richard, and those of you that hear me in Clubhouse on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock in the morning on Eastern Standard, or 3 o'clock in the morning on Pacific Standard, you hear me talk about two people so far in these last 2 months. One, Steve Harvey. Two, Richard Williams, right? And I believe in them both. And if you've been around for a whole year, you have heard me talk millions of times about Eric Townsend, the person that I live for, right? From just waking up early. So everything I'm going to tell you today, you're going to have to one, let's talk about Steve Harvey. You're going to have to jump. So there's a message that Steve Harvey talk about. He has a book out, right? And it's talking about, in order for you to reach success, you're going to have to jump. In order to jump for the parasail to open, you're going to get a little scratch. You're going to get a little scarred. You're going to get a lot of different things, right? So be prepared. What I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to jump, okay? Because that's what I did, okay? And some people, they're technically have to jump, right? Lastly, I'm going to talk about is King Richard, okay? Richard Williams, Sabrina and Venus' father. When you look at the video, how many people watched the movie? If you watched the movie, tell me, okay? Hello, Instagram family. Tell me if you watched the movie. But I didn't see it as the whole world saw it. I saw it in a different eye of an entrepreneur. If it wasn't for Venus, she was never going to get 12 million on her first deal without her father. It wasn't because her father just wrote the vision. It was because he set a foundation for them, right? He carved his plan. When a new year came, he wrote it, okay? And then he believed in it. And every time he was trying to get a detour, he stuck to the plan. So I'm going to tell you how to stick to the plan, and I'm going to tell you how I did it personally. So thank you for allowing me to come on this journey to let you know that, okay? All right, bringing up the slides right now. If you're not ready, you better get ready. All right, because Miss Renee is going to tell you all of my secrets and offer you the opportunity to learn them too. All right, here we go. Let me know what state you're from, okay? What city and state in the meantime while I put these slides up, all right? Something just happened. In the chat, let me know. Are you from the West Coast? Are you from the Midwest? Because everything between, I know that. If you're from the East Coast, I love you too. But I'm from St. Louis and I live in LA. All right. So, all right, present. Perfect. It's coming up. Just today, it's going to be a good day. If my computer get together. All right, slideshow. All right, I'm going to need your help on Facebook group, okay? Let me know if you can see the slides, okay? Coming in right now. If you can see the slides, put a 5 in the chat, okay? All right, so perfect. So let me tell you a little bit. If you're struggling right now to get appointments or get the most appointments that you want, this webinar is for you, okay? So if that's you, just put like let's just be honest, okay? Put a 2 in the chat. If that's you, put a 2 in the chat, okay? All right. So my story a little bit. These are real numbers, okay, you guys? And I felt that that's the only way that I know how to teach is by living proof, okay? So in 2020 is when I started my notary business, right? Part-time because I was working, one, a full-time job, and two, getting my graduate's degree in accounting, okay? Working already full-time, okay? Saying all of that, with that being said, if you look at the numbers, I can only speak to the numbers, okay? In 2020, I started during the pandemic being a notary. And in April, I started off making $2,500. Okay. And that was a total of about 35 signings. So if you look on my screen on the left, it tells you the dollar amount. On the right, it tells you the actual how many signings that were. And I feel like this is really a great scenario of what it is. Okay. So on the left-hand side, you see $2,500 I started in my first month of being a notary. That's why I always tell people $3,000, if you're not making $3,000 your first year as a first month, kind of like a little bit shame on you. Why? No excuse if you're part-time, no excuse if you're full-time, because our notary stamp is so much of what's needed. It's essential for the world. The world cannot move forward without us, right? Presidents cannot be sworn in without us. Buildings can't go up without us. Loans cannot get approved without us. Courts cannot start without us. People really can't die without us, right? So if you have that stamp and you're not a loan signing agent, or if you are a loan signing agent, the fact of the matter is you have a secret weapon. And why aren't you using it? I know people that are general notaries, they're bringing in $3,000 a month just being a general notary. But Miss Renee bringing over $10,000 a month from just being a loan signing agent, right? In my signing service business now, right? And I'll tell you a little bit about that, right? So, with that being said, let's go into year one, okay? Let's just tell you a little bit of the numbers. I scaled my business double in the second month. In month two, I made $6,000 part time. These are all part times, you guys. In month three, I was able to manage the same amount, and that was 84 to 82 signings. So I went really hard, okay, to part-time, right? So let me just do the numbers real quick. So if I do 80 signings, y'all probably like, oh my God, that's a lot of signings, right? If I divide that by 4, it's only 20 a week. My rule of thumb is if you're making less than 20 signings a week, you're still considered part-time. Anything above 20, I consider full-time. That's just my rule of thumb, okay? So I'm still part-time making 80 signings, right? So 80 signings, right? In month 2 and month 3, I make about $6,000 to $7,000. I then did a bigger jump in my month 4. In month 4, I was able to make $8,600. And that was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. That was it, still making 80 plus signings. So in month 4, I was able to make the same that I was make many signings in month 2. Okay, if y'all tracking what I'm saying, put a 3 in the chat because this is so important. I want to really show you the numbers so I can help you get the success that I know that I help many students, many notaries to really understand. It's about the mindset change, and then the numbers just display it, okay? So what I'm trying to say is I started off month 1 about $3,000 if we round up. In month 2, I made about 6,000, barely breaking it. Month 3, I was close to 7,000, but then in month 4, I went from 6, almost 7 to about $2,000 more. 8.6 in 4 months. I was almost a 9K notary earner part-time, going to grad school and working a full-fledged business that has nothing to do with notary. What I'm saying is, if I can do it in just 4 months, you can do it. Okay? That's it. So let's play with these numbers. Let's look on the right-hand side. The right-hand side tells you I stayed with 80 signings on average. So on average, 84 I did in May, 82 I did in June, and July 81 I did. Okay. Well, the difference is I was able to jump at least minimum $1,000 or $500 every month in those months. So let me tell you what happened. I scaled down. So I went from 81 signing to 75, and I still made my highest. At 75 signings, I made 8.7. So in the 5th month, I made more with less signings. All right, let's keep going. Now, let's look at September. So why did I drop? I did 49 signings and I only made 5.2 thousand. Why? That's when I started to say, I'm exhausted. To be honest, I was like, yeah, I'm part-time, less than 20 signing, but I'm exhausted. How many people are currently exhausted? If you're doing a lot of signings, how many people are really like exhausted, right? Well, Miss Renee was exhausted. Okay. Put a 5 in the chat. All right. So with that being said, next, let me tell you the real reason. I got exhausted, but I started writing just like King Richard Williams. I started writing out my plan. I said, there gotta be another way. Okay? There gotta be another way. And that's when I started developing another way. So stay with me. I'm getting there, okay? Slowly but surely. So at that moment, $3,000 came out of my pocket. I made the prior month 8.7 thousand. The next month I made 5.2 thousand, but I paid for something that was so priceless. I paid $3,000 for a coach to teach me something that other people said I couldn't do. You know what that was? Put in the chat what you think. Okay. So, what other people was telling me that I couldn't do, and I was crazy, only been a notary for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, that I couldn't do a signing service. I said, oh, it got to be another way. It's too many orders that I'm losing out on. There's too many orders that are out there. I just needed to get a little bit of just jumping out, right? Like Steve Harvey, jumping out for the parasail to catch me, for me to get exhausted, for me to get some bumps and some crumbs and get scarred, for me to say, okay, there's another way to be successful. The money is here in this industry. I'm so grateful to understand it, but there's another way, because I'm losing out on money and I'm exhausted and I can't even like barely sleep, right? If I'm not doing scan backs, if I'm not doing that. So I said, okay, I'm going to create a signing service. And even the people that I trusted the most said, no, you're too new. You're too new in the game. I'm like, well, I don't think so. I've been a business owner before. I have my master's degree. What is different, right? I have overcome a lot of things. If you really know me, I've been on my own since I was 15 years old. I left my house when I was 13. That's St. Louis. So if I can overcome and make sure that I scale the corporate ladder, being a senior accountant at 20 Fortune 500 companies, 20th Century Fox and everything, I think I can scale this business too. And I just need one person to doubt me. That's just how I am. If you doubt me, oh baby, I tell you, I'm gonna make sure that I'm going to do it. So a couple people doubted me and they said, don't do it. You too new. So I tell people every Wednesday, being new don't mean anything. Being new don't mean anything, because if you got that formula, You got that motivation, you got that drive, you won't sleep until you be successful, then anything is possible. And that's what ET tell me. Anything is possible. So I got up. I got up early in the morning because being military, that's easy for me. But don't call Miss Renee after 7 o'clock, okay? Because I will be in the bed, okay? I'm an old lady, okay? So let's keep going, okay, you guys, with the numbers. I paid $3,000 for a coach to teach me how to build a signing service because I did not want to build my signing service with these other marketplaces. I wanted to build it from the ground up, right? So I didn't get on signing order. I didn't get on SnapDocs. I didn't do none of that. I said, I got to learn all the scrapes and bruises that a signing service has to go through before you get to the top, right? So I lost money in September and I made less because I was writing my plan, right? So then once the plan was already written, I worked with my coach to now scale my business. Okay. October, I was able to, you see growth. I was able to go up. I went to 6.5K. Okay. And that was only a total of 56 signings. That was in the month of October. So if we go back, I did 84 signings in May. And that's pretty much 30 signing approximately more. And I made the same amount doing less. I didn't even run around and I made more. Okay. I made the same amount that I made in my second month that I did in my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, my 7 month. And I did about 30 less signings. Okay. Let's scale again. I made more in the next month, which is in November, than I did in the prior month. And I did about 5 less signings, but I still made more money. Let's tell the truth. What happened from November and December? If you're looking at the screen, what took me from a 6.8 signing agent in November to a 12K signing agent in December? I made double what I made in November in December. How did that happen? And I did the same amount of signings that I did in May. I added somebody to my team. I officially hired my first notary. And how did it happen? I trained her in September. I trained my first notary in September and I hired her and gave her 26 signings in December to let me scale. She was my guinea pig, okay? And she's really a good close friend of mine. She knew the vision. She knew that I was posting like, hey, I was making $200 days, $500 days, $700 days, $1,000 days. And she was like, hey, I want something with, what are you doing? I want that, right? And she worked for the city too, right? Of, our county. And I was like, okay, I can train you because I need somebody. I need somebody to go through all of the scars that's going to have it of something went wrong before I launched this baby in 2021. Okay. Yes, you heard it. Miss Renee launched officially my signing service in 2021. And if I showed you the numbers, by 3 months, I was able to gross 24,000 in my signing service in 3 months. Okay. Adding people to my team and me not having to go out there and do it, but me managing the process. So this is called a sustainable notary. That's just one model I have. Okay, one model. If you really saw my work in 2021, I was able to help 1.3 million dollars go to about 153 notaries. You're like, huh? I was able to launch courses. I was able to teach classes. I was able to mentor. I was able to do conferences. So that's other streams of income. That's not just the one that I'm talking about, right? That's what I want to do for you guys. I want you to be a high revenue achieving notary. And if I can do it in the spare of less than 8 months with a plan, man, if you're ready to do the work, I'm telling you. But I woke up early. I carved out of it. You saw in September, my revenue dropped, but I invested in myself. And when I invested in myself to have somebody know it better than me, I was able to get on top. All right, so let's go to the next slide. So just to show you just proof, right? This is a message that I sent to one of my good friends, Candace. I sent her this message when I was grinding in 2020, you see. It was a Google Voice number, but I don't recommend Google Voice. So you see, it was at 5 o'clock, June 24th, and I texted her. I said, 5 appointments, loan signing. Excuse me for the grammar, okay? It says, I have 3 directs, $390. I have 1 signing for $75. I have 1 master class, and I brought in about $600. I said, I made more money than I would have been an accountant at the bank making only $275 a day. If you see what it's, hold on, let me, Instagram. You got to get to the Notary Gems Network because you'll be able to see the living proof. Okay. I sent a text message to my friend. That's when I was like, and that was in June. Let's go back, you guys. In June, I was only making 6.9. And I sent her this message saying, girl, I ain't never going back to corporate, right? I'm never going back to corporate because I'm making more money from multiple streams of income in the notary industry, plus my other company, right? There's no way. And the part about being a signing service, I'm employing other notaries to do the same thing. So it's like I'm helping. And who don't want to help other people? My life is help. I get nothing out of waking up at 3 a.m. to teach y'all what I went through. I get nothing, right? But I'm helping, and that's the definition of me. I'm a Cancer. I'm born in July. If you know anything about a Cancer, they want to help. So if you're part of my family, I want to help you. And all I want to do is help build it together. But remember, just a disclaimer, it's going to take a lot of work, okay? To build out your plan, for you to believe in your plan, to make that plan successful. All right, let's now go. All right. So now let's talk about this. All right. So I have something amazing, okay? Amazing. I'm going to teach you the 4 different steps just to start off, okay? This is for notaries that are been a notary for a long time, but new to the game of being a loan signing agent, or been in the game and only stuck at 6,000, stuck at 8,000, or stuck at 1,000 and can't get to 3,000. This is for anyone that's really trying to understand, let me make sure that I rebuild my business because it's something that I am missing, okay? Something I'm missing. So one of the things in my story is people are like, well, how was you able to scale? Because when I was able to breathe, right, I was able to market myself more while somebody else did more signings that I didn't have to do. So when I went over to escrows and I called them and I followed up and I talked to them and they believed in my company, I was able to bring in more business for my signing service, right? And then be able to give it out to other notaries. So my average was no longer 75. I was getting orders for 150, 250, $200, right? And then being able to employ another notary to help them get started, right? As a new notary. I was one of these signing services If you told me you were new, I was like, okay, that's perfect. All right, let's get on Zoom and I'll walk you through these documents. That's how hard I went to the pavement for the community of notary. Because all of the time I hear, I don't have a mentor, I don't have a coach, I don't have somebody that helped me. So the point is, this lesson is not for you to be a signing service. This lesson is carve out your plan. Carve out your plan. Because Miss Renee, I didn't think in 2021 I was going to be teaching. I was going to do master class. That wasn't part of the client plan. I was going to help people get PPP funding, right? That wasn't part. I was going to do a conference. That was not part of the plan. The plan was just for me to build my signing service, right? But I was able to generate 5 different income streams, right? Making me a multi-revenue, high-achieving notary public. That's all I'm telling you. You don't have to take my plan, but I'm saying look at the numbers. My numbers are not based off a signing service. I did all of 2020 without being a signing service until the last month. So I got as high at about $9,000 myself, being a graduate school, working full time in my other business. So I know someone else that made $10,000 a month, having 2 kids, a full business, working for the feds, right? All I'm saying is, let's pull out the excuses. Let's go down to the playing field, right? Let's rebuild. That's what happened. After 4 months, I had to rebuild. I had to rethink. It wasn't working. And I had to stop myself. I said, okay, I was able to get to about 8,000, 9,000, but at that moment, you would have thought that I was successful, right? But to me, I wasn't successful because I was missing out on a lot of opportunities that I can be greater. I don't, success is what you make it, right? If you want to be a $3,000 a month notary, you can. That will be your success in helping others get to where you are. But my success was how many more people can I help? Not how much more money that I wanted. The money came when I built the plan. And I just want to help you build the plan and give you some of the tools. So one of the tools is step 1, Excel. I had to go back to Excel, right? When I tell everybody go back to Excel, I have to go. But I'm going to teach you how to maximize. Excel is so important, okay? Second, it's going to be what signing service really to sign up with. Because a lot of people go to these Facebook groups, they get signing services lists, they do all of the things, but I'm not going to teach you that, okay? I'm going to tell you, stop doing that, okay? Get the list that I have. Why? Because it's bulletproof. It's bulletproof. If I did it, I didn't sign up for 100 plus companies. And I'm telling you, you should still do it, but sign up for the right ones, okay? The right ones. And how do you know the right ones? Well, yeah, I'm going to tell you that. 3, how to get more signings and maximize them. There's this thing called client retention. How do you make sure that your client knows that you are available and knows that they're not going to anyone else for your direct work, right? So me being with title companies, right, as just being a notary and not a signing service, I was able to do that, right? So that was one of the things, okay? Learning how to maintain a client, right? And make sure that they're happy, okay? And that was through my CRM, okay? I built a CRM, right? Notary's like CRM, yes, client relationship management, okay? To make sure that when you wake up in the morning, who do you have to send emails to? Who do you have to, follow up with? Who do you have to make sure that you are still their preferred and your schedule is available? Okay. Number 4 is I'm going to teach you how to maximize your revenue with a couple other tools, right? And so with all of that being said, this is how you can get to this or something close like it or something that's going to be better. I have students that their numbers don't even look like this. I have students that their numbers look better than mine, right? Because all I needed to tell them, the years of spending in the military, the years of being on my own, the years of already starting a company before notary, the years of being corporate, I bring corporate to notary and I teach you how to be better than me. And I can just show you the truth. Look at my numbers. Look at how I scaled and look where I went, right? And that's all I want to do for you guys. So if you're interested in really scaling your business, okay? If you're really interested in really scaling your business, do one thing for me, okay? Do one thing. And it's just one thing I want you to do, okay? Y'all ready for the one thing? I don't think y'all ready. Are y'all ready for the one thing? All right. You're going to have to text me. If you text me, hey, I can help you scale, okay? So let me give you the number, or if you're interested, I hope that you can join me next Saturday, January the 22nd, on a webinar that I'm going to be teaching live for 4 hours. So if you got 4 hours of me before, you're going to get 4 hours of me now, and it's going to come with a price, right? Because I'm teaching you all of what I got to help you build your business, okay? So let me give you the number, and then I'll start with the Q&A questions, okay? And then I'm going to have to go because I have a meeting. All right, 1 second. If that was helpful, put a 5 in the chat. If that was definitely helpful for all of you guys. I'm going to remove this screen. And then I am going to, all right, y'all ready for the number? It's 213-318-3033. Text revenue to 213-318-3033. And I'll help you scale. And I hope that you'll be able to be a good match for our webinar, our live webinar that's going on. So I'll put that on the screen right now. And I'll show that. And it's on the screen right now. You text that and you text revenue, I'll help you gain your revenue. Because that's what I do. I crunch numbers for a living, okay? And I want to help you crunch your numbers to get to where you're trying to go, right? With some of the things that help me, right? And that's one thing I can do. And then we're going to 10x it, right? I don't know if everybody ready for the 10x. So I had to kind of make sure that I bring something valuable to those that are just trying to make the 3. Because I want to really help you go from 3 to 12 to 15. Because I've done it before. I told you. My gross revenue after being a signing service for 3 months was 24. So if I can do that for myself, I'm pretty sure that I can do that for other people. And check my record. Some people that are coming up, it's because I was able to help coach them, right? And I have testimonies and I'm super excited. I'll put also the link in the bio. If you're interested in actually signing up today, I'll just keep it available. If you're interested in signing up today, I'll definitely put the link in the bio and allow y'all to get a really opportunity for you to scale your business also, okay? So give me 1 second for me to put the link in the bio. And if you want to sign up, it's only limited seats. Limited seats. I can't teach everyone. And when I teach, I make sure that it's going to be 4 hours, right? And those that really want to sit in a classroom with me for 4 hours on Zoom, live webinar, then that's where I want to teach you if you have a plan to move to the next level, okay? So I'm going to put revenue, and then I'm going to give you this new thing. All right, give me 1 second. All right. So I'm going to bring up the questions now. I'm going to bring up the link for everyone to get a chance. I'm not going to go through all of the questions because I'm running a little bit out of time. Thought the presentation was only going to take a short amount of time before I can have at least 15 to 20 minutes for you guys to ask your questions. So if you kind of already put your questions in the chat on Instagram or even there, please help me repost the questions again, where I can come and kind of see them as I swivel through um, the dang, why is it doing that? All right, perfect. So I have this right here. Put the link in there. It says, all right, let's see, Instagram. So I'll put the number here, text this number. All right, so the number is in the chat officially, and I'm super excited for that. All right, and then let's see. I've been a notary for 3 months and I haven't even ordered my supplies. Don't know where to start. So I think where to start is, I get that question a lot, is joining this class will help you start, because as your supplies are coming in, that doesn't stop you from applying. Okay. It doesn't stop that you from applying. It doesn't stop you from learning. It doesn't stop you from actually getting the answers to really get to where you're going to go, right? So I have worked with notaries that were like, my commission is coming in 30 days. Okay, well, now it's the time to do a lot of front of the office work. Okay. So that was that. I see a lot of people that are messaging, um, that are saying that are saying um, a lot of great things. Let's see. Someone wants to make $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Um, we have Indiana in the house, Cali in the house, Louisiana in the house, Texas in the house. Um, we have, let's see. So I'm so happy for your success, because we don't listen when people tell us what we can't do. We don't even hear them. That is true, especially when it came to that. And what else? I need help. Um, well, I learned someone else's story. Being in an attorney state, I don't think the difference. I know someone that is making literally $20,000 in an attorney state, North Carolina, okay, that scaled the business. And someone once told them that you can't make that amount of money from just going direct. But they were like, okay, I'm going to prove to you. And they were able to make a lot of that money from just being direct in an attorney state. So I just want you to know that there's a lot of people that will tell you what you can't do, and that's just more ammo for you to do what you can do. Okay. All right. Okay. How much is the webinar? Oh, the webinar is $495 for 4 hours with me. Okay. And a follow up. Details. Everyone can become a signing service, teach classes, conference, and be leaders, um, without a worker bee. This training should be geared to leaders who want to scale, but they are gain on their own. Well, no, to be honest, I have another opportunity for those other people that's trying to be a worker bee, right? This is specifically for people to clean up their front office, right? To clean up their front office, to gain revenue, right? To learn how to really manage the front. That's what this webinar is for. It's for beginners, and it's for those that like, hey, I'm stuck at 7, right? I literally just had a boot camp class with someone who already did a wonderful testimony. She was a $7,000 earner joining one of my boot camp classes, right? She scaled her business from just in 1 month from 7 to $10,000 because she cleaned up her front office. And this is the same stuff that what I will be going over to make sure that you clean up your front office. Okay. Okay. Well, I hope that that was helpful, you guys. I really hope that was helpful. And I hope that you guys text me, and I'll see you next time. All right. Take care and God bless.